Hello and welcome back to BS Rugby for this game. Today it is the final game of the Autumn Nations series. It is, of course, Ireland against Argentina in the final game. It's a bit sad, isn't it, that we're already at the stage of the final game of what has been an incredible few weeks of rugby. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome along to the watch along. Hope everyone is doing very well today and ready to finish off on a high. Welcome in. Let me know where you're watching from today, who you're supporting, who you think is going to win. Let me know. As always, of course, there is a poll already in the chat, so make sure to vote there on who you think is going to win. Richard Hoover's already in the chat. Richard, hope you're doing well, my friend. Come on, the boys in green. Well, I've got the Island top on. I'm all ready for this one today and very excited to be covering this game. So really excited to bring you this game today. So make sure, as always, to like the stream, subscribe if you're new, and let me know your thoughts in the chat throughout the course of the game. And we will, of course, talk about the rest of the rugby over the weekend because we saw some fantastic matches, didn't we? And there's some fantastic moments throughout the afternoon yesterday and into the evening. So, yeah, very excited to bring you some watch along today, and hopefully you will enjoy alongside. But do let me know where you're watching from today, who you want to win, who you think is going to be the key players. We're obviously going to go through the teams as well and have a look at who's starting for who. So excited to bring you that today. But do let me know where you are watching from today and how you think this one is going to go. I'd be fascinated to hear your thoughts as always. So do let me know where you are watching from today. Just a reminder, I'm not actually allowed to show the game itself. This is just a watch along, so it's a bit more of a commentary. The game is free to view this week. It is on Channel 4 in the UK and RTE 2 in Ireland. So if you're watching in those regions in the world, then you should be able to watch this game free of charge. But yeah, very excited for this one and intrigued to hear what everyone has to say on this game. So do, of course, as we go through today, let me know your thoughts throughout the afternoon. Right, let's have a look then at how this fixture has gone over the past few years. But just before we get there, let's talk about last weekend. Of course, Ireland beating the All Blacks. What a game that was. What a result that was for this team. What a result this was for Ireland. Ireland winning that one by 29 points to 20 in the end, while Argentina finally put to bed a 7 consecutive defeats as they beat Italy in Treviso. They beat them 37 points to 16. So Argentina coming in on a win, but it's been a very difficult year for Argentina. Didn't win a single game in the Rugby Championship, and this is their 21st consecutive game away from home. They've not played at home in over 2 years. So I think they'll be quite tired, ready to finish this tour, but hopefully we'll be in for a semi-decent game. These teams have faced each other 3 times in the last 6 years. So last time they faced one another was back in 2018 in the November Internationals, same as we have, of course, this year. Ireland winning that one by 28 points to 17. The year before, they also played in the autumns against each other. Ireland winning that one again, 28 points to 19. While back in 2015, though, the dreaded quarterfinal for Ireland as they lost at the World Cup in the quarterfinals at the Millennium, or Principality as it's known now, by 43 points to 20. So Argentina have beaten Ireland in the past, but they've never beaten them in Dublin. So that'll be a first today if that was to happen. But it's going to be a real big challenge for them to do that today, especially after Ireland coming off the buzz of that victory against the All Blacks, of course. And let's have a look at the teams in just a second. But of course, make sure to vote in the poll. Let's see how that poll is going and see how you guys are voting for this. So all of you are backing Ireland to win so far. So do let me know. Do let me know who you're voting, who you think is going to win. Everyone has backed Ireland to win today, so nobody not thinking that Ireland are going to win. But of course, let me know and vote in the poll. All right, then let's have a look then at the teams. Ireland, this is how they line up this afternoon. One change to the original team that was put out, but we'll get into that in just a second. Hugo Keenan starts at fullback, with Robert Balakoon of Ulster coming in. James Lowe retains his place at the wing. Gary Ringrose plays in the centre for the first time this season alongside Robbie Henshaw. And we have a new halfback pairing. Conor Murray and Joey Carberry are the chosen two. Of course, Sexton out injured. No Gibson Park here, so Conor Murray gets the nod at 9. In the front row then, Andrew Porter plays alongside Ronan Kelleher and Tadhg Furlong. Ian Henderson and James Ryan are the locks, with James Ryan the captain for today. And then that one change we have is Peter O'Mahony, who comes in for Jack Conan, who was injured in the last few hours. So Peter O'Mahony replaces Jack Conan with Josh van der Flier and Caelan Doris then. That's 8. On the bench, we have Dan Sheehan, Cian Healy, Tom O'Toole, Ryan Baird comes in for Peter O'Mahony as he obviously replaces Jack Conan, Tadhg Beirne, Craig Casey, Harry Byrne and Keith Earl. So that's how both teams... Ireland line up. Let's have a look at the Argentinians. This is how they line up for their final test of 2021. Emiliano Boffelli plays at fullback with Mateo Carreras playing on the wing. Mateus Moroni and Geronimo De La Fuente playing the centre with Lucio Cinti playing on the wing. At 10, we have Santiago Carreras and Thomas Cubelli is at 9. In the front row, then we have Thomas Gallo. Julian Montoya is the captain. We have Francisco Gomez Cordella, Guido Petti and Thomas Lavanini are the locks. Santiago Gondoa and Marcos Kremer alongside Pablo Montero are the back row. In the replacements then we have Facundo Bosch, Ignacio Calais, Eduardo Bello, Lucas Paulos, Facundo Issa, Gonzalo Berchanu, Nicolas Sanchez and Facundo Cordero, who if he comes on will earn his first cap. So that's how both teams are lined up. They are currently out on the field. Argentina are singing their national anthem, but do let me know your predictions, let me know your thoughts out of this, and let me know how you think both teams are going to approach this one. Interested to hear your thoughts this afternoon on who you think is going to come out on top today, so do let me know as always. Of course, you know, the thing is with Ireland, they won last week, yes, but they need to be careful. They've got to be careful because look, I think we're all expecting Ireland to go and beat Argentina pretty comfortably today. But I don't think Andy Farrell would let them become complacent and let them think, oh, yeah, we beat the All Blacks now, we can relax a bit. I don't see that, but they've still got to be careful. Still cannot risk too much going into today's game. But it's going to be a tough physical test for sure either way. So that's how I think the game is certainly going to go today. But it's going to be interesting, that halfback pairing, isn't it? With Conor Murray and Joey Carberry. Joey Carberry hasn't started more than 10 games in 2021 for either Ireland or Munster combined. So he's really not played a lot of rugby. So there is going to be pressure on his shoulders to dictate the play. I think a lot of the play does go through Sexton. And today is going to be a real challenge for this Irish side to really get the ball moving and to get those patterns playing. Because we know, look, Argentina, they're going to be physical. They're going to be dominant. They're not the team of 2015 that beat Ireland at the quarterfinals in the World Cup. They're nothing like that. They're not that attack-minded at all. They're going to look to really just be stingy up front, win turnover balls, get penalties. They might kick 12 or so points for penalties, but unless they can get driving more going, I think Argentina are going to struggle to score today, to be honest. But I am interested to hear what you guys have got to say as the Irish national anthem gets underway. And we will have that in the background. Let me just turn that down so don't get copyrighted too much. But looking forward to this one. So that change there, just confirming to you that Peter O'Mahony has come in for the injured Jack Conan. And on the bench, Ryan Baird has taken the place of where Peter O'Mahony was. So that change has now been confirmed and has gone through. So that'll be something to think about for him. But chance for Ryan Baird, who's certainly a very talented player, to really show what he is capable of doing. So, yeah, very excited for this one. A nice chilled stream on a Sunday afternoon to finish off the weekend. Very much looking forward to it. James, I'm afraid not, my friend. I'm not able to show it, but if you're watching in the UK, it's live on Channel 4. If you're watching in Ireland, it's on RTE2. This is just like a commentary watch-along kind of style. But you're welcome to stick along and listen here as well. You're more than welcome to do so with that as well. So all set to go then. Ireland against Argentina. I'm going to back Ireland to win this one by 15 to 20 points, I think. I think it'll be fairly comfortable for Ireland in the end. I do think Argentina are going to be a bit stubborn, difficult to break down. But I think Ireland will just have too much for this Argentinian side near the end. And I expect them to pull away pretty comfortably, to be honest, especially next to the end of the game. But remember, vote in the poll, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and of course, get involved in the chat. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on this game. 83% of you are backing Ireland and 17% are backing Argentina. So interested to hear what you guys think, who you think is going to win. But we are all set to go here with Ireland against Argentina. If you're just joining us, we're ready for kickoff. I'll quickly run through the starting 15s once again. At fullback, we have Hugo Keenan with Robert Balogun and James Lowe on the wings, Gary Ringrose and Robbie Henshaw in the centres, Joey Carbery and Conor Murray at 10 and 9. In the front row, we have Andrew Porter, Kelleher and Furlong, with Ian Henderson and James Ryan are the locks. Peter O'Mahony, Josh van der Flier and Caelan Doris are the back row. And for Argentina then, we have Emiliano Boffelli, Mateo Carreras, Mateus Moroni alongside Jeronimo de la Fuente in the centre. Lucio Cinti is on the opposing wing, with Santiago Carreras and Cubelli at 10 and 9. In the front row, we have Thomas Gallo, Montoya and Francisco Cordella, with Guido Petti and Lavanini in the logs. Santiago Gondona is alongside Marcos Kramer and Pablo Matera. So those are the teams. Predictions, get them in the chat. Make sure to vote. We're all set here. We're ready for kickoff. Carby has the ball on the halfway line. Shout out to Stephen Somerville, who is at the game today. Did a preview with him yesterday, and he is at the game today. So all set to go. And off we go. So we have just about kicked off here. Joey Carby gets us underway at the Aviva in what really is going to be a bit of a celebration today, you feel, for sure. You feel like it's going to be a little bit like that. But Argentina get the ball. Pablo Matera claims it just outside his own 22. And Argentina looking to settle into this game early as they look to clear this one downfield. And it's up towards Hugo Keenan, who claims it well. And Conor Murray has the ball. Ireland on the halfway line here, already looking to play pretty quick here, but it's a knock-on from Gary Ringrose, so advantage here to the Argentinians. Just inside their own half, Carreras looks up, puts the kick through the middle, but it's going to be pretty comfortable for James Lowe, so the advantage is over. James Lowe boots it downfield as he sent it off, and he has indeed. So we'll have a line out to the Argentinians just about on the halfway line. That's why Go Gators is on Channel 4 in the UK and RTE2 in Ireland. So if you want to tune in there, of course you can. But if you're unable to do so, you're welcome to stick around on this commentary. Thank you very much, Richard, just for confirming that. But you're very welcome to stick around this afternoon. Please do hit the subscribe button, by the way. If you're new, leave a like. There will be a tactical review of Wales against Australia out later on the channel. So keep an eye out on that. And there'll be some bits and bobs over the next week leading up to the restarting of the URC over the course of the next weekend, of course, after we've had this international break as such. A penalty here, a free kick, sorry, for Argentina. Correa sends it up, and James Lowe looks set to be under that, which he is, just outside his own 22. And he presents it back for Conor Murray, who looks to go through the forwards. But again, Ireland very much looking to play here. Caelan Doris popping it into Ian Henderson there. Robbie Henshaw looking to run from his own 22 for tackle. So Ireland, very early on here, you can see, look, they're trying to play, trying to get the ball out, trying to get some width on it. And now Conor Murray decides to kick away. So 2 minutes into this one, still 0-0. At this point, Australia had scored a try against Wales. So, but Argentina have done okay so far. Just on the 10-metre line of Ireland here. And it comes back to Carreras, who gets out to Moroni, who carries well. That's a lovely offload from the forward. And there's a chance here for Argentina, if they can find the right passes. And straight through the gap. And Argentina have opened the scoring here. Nothing wrong with the try. And Argentina take a very unexpected lead, it must be said. And what a finish that is for Argentina. And fair play to them. That's a very, very good finish, and you cannot take that away from them. It is, in fact, the winger, Mateo Carreras, who has gone in the corner. And from one lovely offload from the forwards, it's just broken the whole defence up there. And James Lowe is pretty much left to defend maybe 2 or 3 players. It's a lovely step inside. And Ian Henderson is not going to be stopping Carreras from there. And Argentina take an early lead here. And that was certainly not part of the script. And I said just before kickoff, they're not going to score a try today. They don't have the capability to do it from open play. Well, they certainly proved me wrong. And they now lead by 7 points to 0. First real attack from Argentina there. And it's a great finish from Carreras, who goes straight over. So Argentina leading here by 7 points to 0 early on. And Argentina, lovely offloading. And fair play to them. Great finish there. So Argentina 7, Ireland 0. 4 minutes gone. Let me know what you make of that. That's quite the shock. Sorry, not Henderson. Ryan. Gosh, I've done so many watch logs over the last few weeks. I get confused between the two teams. Sorry, Ian Henderson is playing. Ian Henderson is playing. He is playing. He is playing. It was Ian Henderson with a blue scrum cap. Ireland here then gets restarted. They're on the 10-metre line there, looking to offload as well. Henshaw with a big hit. The ball is there for Conor Murray. Advantage here to Ireland. Argentina not rolling away from the tackle, so chance for them to potentially create something here. Joey Carby trying the kick. It doesn't work, and they'll come back for the original penalty. And I'm sure Ireland, I'd be a high tackle side was the call there. So interesting to see what Ireland do here. Will they take the points early on, which they are, as James Ryan points towards the post. So chance for Joey Carberry to get Ireland some points on the board. So 5 minutes gone. Chance for Ireland here. And chance for them to get underway on the scoreboard. So Joey Carby send this up. He's just over the 10-metre line, right in front of the post. Pretty simple kick. If he could get the one last week against the All Blacks, he should certainly be getting this one. So let's see if he can get this. He steps up. It looks pretty good. And it is. And Ireland have their first points of the afternoon from the boot of Joey Carby. Ireland 3, Argentina 7. And the lead is narrowed down to 4 points for the away side for a high tackle. Bit of a seatbelt tackle on Conor Murray, I think it was. And off we go again. Carreras will get us started once again. So 7 minutes in, 7 points to 3 to Argentina. And the ball is sent up towards Hugo Keenan, who actually stepped out there. And that's going to be a line out to Argentina. Caught the ball when he was stood out. So line out to Argentina from probably about 18 metres out. And we know how good their driving maul can be. And they set themselves up for it. Lavanini wins it, but it is not straight. So it will be the ball at the scrum for Ireland, and a big missed opportunity there for Argentina. So a chance for Ireland to clear their lines here after the mistake from Julian Montoya. So scrum to Ireland then, just inside their own 22. The scrum was pretty solid last week against the All Blacks. Argentina are known for having a very strong scrum, so I think this could be quite an interesting battle, actually. As Conor Murray looks to feed this one in. Penalty to Ireland, not driving straight from the Argentinians. So Carberry will look to send this down. And this is the problem for Argentina. Their ill discipline cost them a lot in the Rugby Championship. And they have to be on top of their game today if they're going to get anything from this. So it's going to be interesting to see how they approach this one. So line out to Argentina. It was just a free kick, my apologies, on the halfway line. So let's see if they can get this one straight. Julian Montoya to feed it in. And Ireland have managed to steal that one. So chance for Ireland. Ronan Kelleher carries it. Conor Murray will get this one from the base of the breakdown. And he gets it. And it's lovely hands into Josh van der Flier. Great offload from James Ryan, I believe it was. Ireland with the ball on the 10-metre line of the Argentinians. Carberry, Henshaw inside to Peter O'Mahony, who comes into the team for the injured Jack Conan this afternoon. Conor Murray. Carberry looks up a little bit isolated there. Gives it to James Lowe. James Lowe tries to hand off his man, but is tackled in the end. And lovely hands here. Kelleher is on the wing. Cuts inside. Great pass here to Caelan Doris. Tackled inside the 22. Chance here for Ireland. Ball is out, though. And Argentina pounce on it. And penalty, though, to Ireland. Matt Carley gives the penalty to Ireland. I'm not sure what for there. I thought the ball was out round the side, according to the referee. So chance for Ireland to either go for the corner or take some points here. 10 minutes in, it's been a much more open game than I thought it'd be, and Ireland have gone to the corner. So line out to Ireland, 5 metres out. Their driving ball is very, very strong. Can the Argentinians hold them out here? 10 minutes into the game. First real attacking opportunity for this Irish side. They do win the ball. Argentina did compete for it. And now they've got to try and set themselves. And Ronan Kelleher is at the back of this. And Ronan Kelleher has scored for Ireland. And it really is as simple as that. Once Argentina competed and didn't win that ball, it was always going to be tough. And Ireland taking an 8-point lead to 7 there. Tadhg Beirne wins it, and once he wins it, then the team's just not set to defend them all, and that then is the issue for this Argentinian side. They've then got to try and get themselves set, and yeah, they can't do that in the end. I actually don't think it's Ronan Kelleher. I think it's Josh van der Flier who has actually scored. Yeah, it's Josh van der Flier who's scored. So Joey Carberry to add the 2 points, and after nervy opening a couple of minutes for Ireland, they now look a little bit more in control. So Joey Carberry with a chance to add 2 points to the try of Josh van der Flier, which he does, and Ireland lead here by 10 points to 7. That's more like it, isn't it, for Ireland? 10 points to 7 lead for Ireland now on this Sunday afternoon. And Ireland take the lead in this one now. So Ireland getting us back underway. Conor Murray with the box kick just outside the 22, so he can't send this out on its head. And he actually decides to play it to his forwards. Interesting choice. And this time I think Conor Murray will put boot to ball, which he does. It bounces awkwardly, but it is claimed in the end by Argentina. And they have the ball on the 10-metre line here of Ireland. So chance to maybe do something. Pablo Matera carries, but he's being held up here, something that Ireland are very good at, but eventually Argentina do manage to get their man down. And here they come now then. Correas. Argentina a little bit narrow here, not really going anywhere. They've been pushed back into their own half from Ireland. And I think they've had enough and they're going to send this one up anyway. Up it goes. It's a little bit overcooked in the end. Conor Murray claims it. And the ball is back with Ireland inside their own half now. And that's a pretty comfortable set of defence there for this Irish side. So the high ball sets up. Oh, excuse me. And here come Argentina. Lovely hands there. Oh, was that a late tackle? James Lowe puts boot to ball. And penalty to Ireland at the breakdown. And there's a little bit of handbags and a little bit of words said between two players there, but I think everyone is all started. Oh, my apologies, Shalom. Thank you for confirming that. Thank you. So there we go. So Ireland go to the corner just inside the 22. It's a good kick actually from Joey Carberry. So line out to Ireland here. I think Ireland just want to win the game first and then they can look to start to play a little bit more. I think that's got to be the way that they approach this one. I think if they can get a couple of more tries in this first half, then I think the game is wrapped up there and then. But, you know, whoa, big tackle coming in on Ronan Kelleher, but he does manage to get the offload off. And Ireland bursting into the 22 now, about 8 metres out. James Lowe tries to go low, makes a couple of metres. Conor Murray picks up, fires it out to Tadhg Beirne. Conor Murray into Porter, Porter into Carberry, Carberry into Ringrose. Ireland trying to keep this one alive. Still there for Murray, who gets into Josh van der Flier, the try scorer. Ball comes to Carberry. Little bit no man's land there for him. 6 phases in here. Ireland being pushed back though. Tadhg Beirne carries it hard. Still, this defence isn't really budging from Argentina, and that's a very good tackle coming in on Gary Ringrose, who's pushed them right to the edge of their own 22 now. Good hands from Tadhg Furlong. And Peter O'Mahony has it. And then it's knocked on by Tadhg Furlong, and really that move was coming to its natural end there, and Argentina will kick it away, but there is plenty of cover in Hugo Keenan back there, but Ireland back down inside their own half here, but Keenan looks up, sends it down, excuse me. Boffelli sends it up, and I think he's overcooked that. Robert Balakoon controls with his foot. First time we've seen him with ball in hand today, and he passes it straight to James Lowe, who kicks it away. And straight over the touchline, there'll be a line out to Argentina just inside the Ireland half. So a little bit scrappy, a little bit of a scrappy game. I think we kind of expected that anyway. But still, not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. So line out to Julian Montoya. The line out, and nobody challenges for it from an Ireland point of view, but it's a bit scrappy. But Argentina eventually get it back, but it's a really good counter-rucking from Ireland. And now this is pretty dangerous if Ireland can keep this ball alive. Josh van der Flier drives forward, very good power there from him, and they're up towards the 22. There might be some space out wide if they can get it there. Gary Ringrose straighten things. Carberry gets it out to James Lowe, a little bit static for him there, bit flat the pass. As Ireland begin to come forward. And Ireland still with ball in hand, just outside the 22 here. And it's knocked on, I think, by Conor Murray. Yes, it is at the breakdown. And it'll be a scrum to Argentina just outside their own 22. So again, still very scrappy. Couple of, well, probably the last 5 minutes has been pretty scrappy, to be honest. But again, I'm not really sure what the game plan is here from Ireland. They're very much, you know, they're just running pretty hard and straight at the Argentinians, but the Argentinians are pretty good at defending that. They're trying a couple of little moves with Henshaw coming inside, but we haven't seen Balakoum come inside. We haven't seen James Lowe come inside at all. So it's a little bit one-dimensional at the minute. I've got to say, it's a little bit one-dimensional. But we're nearly halfway through this first half already. 18 and a half minutes gone. Still 10 points to 7 in favour of the home side. And just as we reset the scrub there. Oh. And first attacking scrum in the sense for Argentina. First chance they'll get to put the ball in at least. And it goes straight down and penalty to Argentina. I think it's Porter who's gone down and been penalised. Yes, it is. Andrew Porter penalised. So chance for Argentina to be able to clear their lines. And it's cleared downfield by Correas up towards the 10-metre line of Ireland. So line out here then to Argentina. Up he goes. Lavanini claims. Here come Argentina now then. Big tackle. And it's spilled in the tackle. So Ireland with a chance here. Gary Ringrose with the ball. Advantage to Ireland from that knock-on, of course. And there's no advantage. And we'll come back for the scrum just inside the Irish half. But again, very, very scrappy. Not all that much truly happening. And yeah, some big concerns, really. I think, not concerns, but it's scrappy, you know. It's not attractive to watch. It's a great strip, though. Oh, Josh Van der Flier. Oh, my gosh, I'm so tired. And again, we're going to have a reset of the scrum here. So Argentina obviously got success of the last scrum. They'll be looking to do the same here because if they can, it'd be a decent position for them. Solid scrum from both sides. Argentina probably with the advantage there, but Ireland do get away and they have a bit of speed here. James Lowe on the wing beats his man into Gary Ringrose, into Conor Murray. Brilliant tackle coming in on him from his opposite number. Ball is there though for Ireland. Hugo Keenan acts as scrum half. 5 metres out now for Ireland. Ball spills out loosely and it's out, and it will be a line out. Oh, I'm not sure. I think there is going to be a penalty here for Ireland. Can't kick through the ruck there like they did. So Ireland go to the corner. 4 penalties already conceded from this from this Argentinian side, and that was something we spoke about, was their lack of discipline, something they need to be getting right. Ball up, though. The driving maul is set. Ronan Kelleher with the ball at the back. Called out once here. It's still moving, though. Eventually, he's been balled down, but 2 meters short now for Ireland. Have Argentina turned that over? No, they haven't. Advantage, I think, to Ireland. Yes, there is. Advantage for offside from Argentina. Penalties beginning to add up for the away side now as they come through the big ball carriers. James Ryan tries to get close, and he can't do it, but over the line, and Ireland have scored. I'm not too sure who it is. I think it's Tadhg Beirne who's crossed. It may be Peter Amari, and maybe it could be anyone. It may even be Andrew Porter. I think it's Andrew Porter. It is Andrew Porter. Ireland 15, Argentina 7. Andrew Porter scores for Ireland and gives them a try right into the post, just powering over there. And they could have a 10-point gap heading into the final 15 minutes of the first half. And the kick is pretty much right in front of the posts. So a chance for Carberry to add the 2, which he does. And Ireland have a 10-point lead. Ireland 17, Argentina 7. Big powering over there from Ireland. And I think the next score is quite important in this one. Look, I don't expect Argentina to win it, but I think if Ireland are to score next and before half-time with still 15 minutes to go, you could then look at the scoreboard beginning to rack up, because what Argentina would have banked on was being physical and being able to stop Ireland from powering over, from beating them at the power game. And so far, they've not managed to do that whatsoever. And that will be a big concern to them, that they haven't been able to stop that. And they certainly won't be able to stop them when they start to throw it around. So that will be something they'll certainly want to address. Carby goes for the take in the air, but he's actually knocked it on. So there's an advantage to the Argentinians here. And they've now knocked it on. So there'll be a scrum just on the 10-meter line of Ireland. So chance for Argentina to try and create something from this position. So it's a little bit scrappy still. Again, a lot of players playing who have not played for a while. So scrum here to the Argentinians. So the players just having a little break. Don't forget, if you're watching, folks, and you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do. It's free to do. Helps grow the channel. And, of course, let me know your thoughts in the chat. Leave a like if you are enjoying it. It would be massively appreciated. So do get involved with the channel. As I said before, there'll be a Wales-Australia tactical review out tonight. Probably looking at about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then over the next week, we're going to really be building up once again to the URC, which kicks off at the end of the week. Potentially, we'll do a watch-along next weekend. I'll have to decide on one of the games on which one we are going to be doing. But scrum here then to Argentina. Solid scrum that from the Argentinians. Ball is out though. Matera carries just outside the 22 here. Gets the offload off to Correas. Correas makes half a gap into the 22. Argentina with a little bit of possession now. Kubeli, the small scrum half, trying to skip and dance through there. Still the ball is there. About 5 meters into the Irish 22, but still very, very slow ball. Julian Montoya picks and goes. Advantage to Argentina, though, right in front of the posts. So chance to try something here for them if they want to. With 10 points under, they'd have to think about it. They try the little grubber through, it's not going to work. And so they'll come back for the original penalty. And I think they'll probably go for the points here. So Argentina are going for the posts. It will be Buffelli, the fullback. So chance for them to reduce the deficit to 7 points. And yet, as I anticipate, to be honest, quite a scrappy game. Not much momentum, not much rhythm flow in the game. And Buffelli has missed. Well, that is horrific. Pretty much right in front of the posts. He's pulled it wide. He should really be hitting that. There is really no excuse for that. And it remains 17.7. And the Argentinians in the crowd certainly can't believe it. And Ireland with the ball now on their own 10-metre line. And that's a real disappointment for Argentina because that's the way they're going to get into the game. Look, they're not going to score plenty of tries. They're not going to get much opportunity. I mean, they've had about 30% possession. And not taking them kind of opportunities, you just cannot afford to do that against this team of the Irish quality. So about 11 minutes to go until half time here. Ireland still leading by 17 points to 7. Carberry sticks the kick through. It's not a bad kick at all. And it will be a line out to Argentina inside their own half and just getting that territory up again. And it'll be a line out to the Argentinians here, and we wait to see. So we just wait Tadhg Beirne to tie his shoelaces. And we work our way towards half-time. In a very scrappy game, I must say. Certainly not with the level of some of the stuff that we saw yesterday, which we'll go through at half-time. Have a chat about that. And penalty actually to Argentina here. Obstruction in the line out from Peter Omani. So chance for Argentina to get some territory, and will be a line out for them on the halfway line. Obstruction there from Peter Omani, pulling the man down in the line out. It's a dangerous thing to do, in fact. Probably should not be doing that, really, but yeah. Line out here then to Argentina. They win the ball. Lovely step there from Buffelli it was. Ball is there though for Argentina. Big carry there from Cordella for Argentina. Coming back here to Correas. Inside to Moroni. Tries a little kick through. Doesn't quite work. Hugo Keenan with some time here Tackled though. Inside ball, lovely to Tadhg Furlong. 10 minutes to go until the break. Gary Ringrose steps inside, tackled. Ball comes out here to James Lowe. Good hands from Caelan Doris there. And penalty to Argentina, though, at the breakdown. Brilliant work from Julian Montoya. And a chance for Boffelli to make up for that horrific missed kick earlier on. And a chance for Argentina to get within 7 points. And this is where Argentina are going to get their opportunities, isn't it? At the breakdown, getting penalties at mauls, at scrums, things like that. They're not going to play this expansive style, although they did score a very nice try. So the pressure certainly is going to come from those kind of areas on this Irish side. And 4 penalties conceded each. So after a very disciplined opening 30 minutes or so, small things creeping into the Irish game. But Boffelli with a chance. Right in front of the posts, just on the 10-metre line. Of course, Nicolas Sanchez, very experienced fly half, is on the bench. Brilliant goal kicker as well. But many people think he's past it, so he is on the bench. But 39 metres out, Emiliano Boffelli with a chance to bring Argentina within 3 points with about 8 minutes to go until half-time. As he lines it up. Let's see if he is successful. Here he comes. He's missed it again. He's missed 2 kicks. Pretty easy kicks as well. That one's right in front of the post. And he's completely sliced it. He's just sliced that, hasn't he? So still 17.7. Argentina have left 6 points out there that really, you know, they could be within 1 point at this point in the game. But that's 2 kicks. And you're thinking if that's the way Argentina are going to get the most of their points this afternoon, they've got to be ensuring that kicks are working. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Nicolas Sanchez come on at half-time because although the game is 17-7, Argentina are technically still in the game. They're technically still in it. So, look, I'm not saying they're going to win it, but they are technically still in the game. And to leave 6 points out there is not great, really. Box kick set up. Oh, lovely take from Correas. And if he can get this offload off, he can't. So, but Argentina up to the 10-metre line here. Good hands. Lovely breakthrough. Oh, great step. Argentina are going to score. He's dropped it. Oh, he's dropped it 5 metres out from the line. Oh, and we thought we were going to see a lovely try from the Argentinians, but it certainly was not to be. Argentina thought Mateo Carreras, the winger who scored the opening try of the game, thought he'd scored. It was a brilliant step from him. And he was, what, 5 metres out? It's a lovely step. He beats Conor Murray, sends him to the shops, beats Andrew Porter, and just drops it. I think he's confused whether to try and offload or if he's thinking, do you know what, I should try and play with it. Oh, that was such an opportunity for Argentina. And those kind of moments are things that you just can't afford to do at this level. You have to be taking those opportunities. And there is space around the breakdown for Argentina. If Elisa Correas can get there with his pace, then they can do things. They can create issues for this Irish side. But it's still 17 points to 7. Argentina's still unable to get back into the game, truly. And he's actually hurt himself in that play there. So he is off. And I think we have a debut for Facundo Cordero, which we do. So congratulations to him. It's his debut today. He comes on for the injured Mateo Carreras. So we have Facundo Cordero coming on there. So change there for Argentina. Scrum, though, to Ireland on their own 5 metre line here. Argentina have been pretty solid in the scrum. Scrum goes straight down. And penalty, though, to Ireland there. and a chance for them to clear their lines with about 5.5 minutes to go. And a chance for them to clear down the field. Teo Carreras looks absolutely heartbroken there. Gone off injured and potentially could have scored a try there. And Joey Carberry sends it over. So Ireland up to their own 10-metre line. A chance for them to try and build something ahead of half-time. Just looking back here, that play there from... He just takes his eye off the ball for 1 second. If he holds on to that, he scores. 100%. There's just no one in front of him. But it is not to be. Ireland, though, here they come. Up to the halfway line now. Conor Murray sends a little box kick over the top, looking for the on-running James Lowe, and that's a brilliant take from James Lowe. Conor Murray gets out wide. There may be some space to the right-hand side if they can get it. And it's a good offload, in fact. They switch the way of play. Carberry inside. Henshaw. Big tackle coming on him, but he takes it. Caelan Doris offloads it. Back to James Ryan. Ireland making some good progress here. Henshaw. The ball is there for Ireland, though. Good passing here from Ireland. Still, they're not really making any ground. Beirne gets it out here. Here comes Rob Baloucoune. First time we get to see him stretch those legs. And he nearly beats his opposite man, but he is tackled. Inside ball there. Lovely to Tadhg Beirne. Tadhg Beirne into Ronan Kelleher, who still has it. Into the 22 now, Ireland. And there may be space out wide. Rob Baloucoune up to the 5-metre line now. Much better from Ireland. Inside to James Ryan, who's 3 metres out. Conor Murray feeds into Caelan Doris. Big tackle coming in on him. Can he reach the line? He has reached the line, and Ireland have another try just before half-time. 3.5 minutes out. And Ireland finally get a little bit more breathing space in this one. And it is Caelan Doris who crashes over. And that really will just be that tiny bit more breathing space that you feel like they need, really, going into this half-time now. It's a great take from James Lowe in the air. And Baloucoune actually does really well just to get that momentum going. And it's the first time we've really seen him with ball in hand. And then Caelan does with a huge carry. And crashes over the line. And the chance for Joey Carberry to add the 2 points. I actually think Caelan Doris might have got injured in that play there. So he's walking off rather gingerly. James Ryan, sorry, is the one leaving. Joey Carberry adds the 2 points. So it's 25 points to 7. With about 1.5 minutes to go until half-time. James Ryan is going off injured, which is quite the concern for Ireland. And we might be seeing Ryan Baird come on. And I think we are going to see Ryan Baird come on for Ireland. So, oh, sorry, that's not the right score. It is 24 points to 7, not 25 points to 7. There we go. So 1 minute to go until half-time. Ryan Baird on for the injured James Ryan. So that's another injury in this game, which is a shame to see. So Ireland, you'd have to say Ireland have probably won the game as Tadhg Furlong has broken through. He's looking for options. Carberry, here comes James Lowe, looks up, spots the space. But it's pretty comfortable for Boffelli, who sends it up as well. Straight back downfield, though. And so much time for Carberry to look up. Sends the kick in behind, but it's well read. And it's sent back down. Bit of kick tennis going on here. James Lowe has it. He looks up and kicks, looking for the space. Boffelli looks up. And the ball is still in the field of play here. There is a little bit of space to the right-hand side if Keenan was to look there, but he has been tackled just inside the half of Argentina. So the clock's going into the red here. Are Ireland going to try and get another try before half-time? Carberry spots the space, puts it over. I think that will be half-time. And that is half-time indeed. So at half-time, it is Argentina trailing here by 24 points to 7. Ireland with, let's be totally honest, a pretty comfortable first half. Shaky opening couple of minutes with the first try, but then really they were pretty much in control for the vast majority of that first half. I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break, but I'll be back in a second to have a look at that first half in a little bit more detail, chat about yesterday's games, and of course we'll watch that second half together. So don't go anywhere. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, you've left a like on the stream, and get your thoughts in the chat. As always, I'll be back in about 2 minutes time. Don't go anywhere. Hi then, and welcome back. It is half time at the Aviva Stadium. Ireland leading pretty comfortably, let's be totally honest, in this one. They're leading by 24 points to 7. It has been quite the comfortable first half for Ireland. I thought it'd be interesting to have a look at yesterday's results, and we'll also have a look at the stats from this game. So let's start off with yesterday's games then. So Scotland beat Japan. Won that one in the end by 29 points to 20. I didn't actually manage to catch this one, but it seems as if this man here on your screen, Stuart Hogg, broke the try scoring record for Scotland. So congratulations to him. 25 tries now for him in his career as an international for Scotland. But Scotland made hard work of it. It was not the best performance that we've seen from them, and there's certainly a lot to work on from Scotland there, but a decent enough autumn for them, beating the Aussies, beating Tonga, beating Japan. Probably got taught a bit of a lesson against the Springboks, if we're being totally honest, but you know what, it looks pretty positive for Scotland going forward. The other game that was on at that time was Italy against Uruguay, which ended up finishing 16 points to 10 to Italy, but Italy did give debuts to so many players in that game, so there weren't really that many recognisable names starting for Italy, but Italy finally getting a win after so long. Again, a win there against Uruguay in Parma. The other games then were pretty exciting games, weren't they? Let's start off with England, who got the win against South Africa, 27 points to 26. Marcus Smith kicking a penalty right at the end to win the game for England to complete a pretty successful autumn for them. Wales eventually got there against Australia, 29 points to 28 as a Welshman. It was a tough watch at points. We got the win, but a lot to work on for Wales. And again, a red card, yellow card for Australia meant that we won the game, but I think we were very fortuitous to win this game. Very, very lucky, and so much to work on ahead of next year's Six Nations and looking forward. I mean, we're going to South Africa next summer, and that's going to be tough for us. So a lot to work on. Again, tactical review of that out tonight. We'll have some screenshots from the game and graphics and things like that, so make sure to check that out later on when it is out. And then the final game, we saw France getting a very historic win, the first time in 14 years that they have beaten the All Blacks by 40 points to 25 in the end. So quite the result really there, and you've got to give that to them. They were absolutely brilliant. I actually watched this one with my dad, and I just watched the Wales game. I was like, oh, can I really be bothered to watch another game today? But Dad was like, oh, let's just watch the start, see what it's like, see if it's any good. And my word, was it a great game. So fantastic game. The All Blacks losing 2 games on the bounce for the first time in over a decade. So that shows just how good they've been over the last few years. And absolutely incredible scenes there. So, wow, what a weekend of rugby. And today is the final day of the Autumn Nations series, isn't it? And that is how we are finishing. Just looking ahead to next weekend, we are going to do some watch-alongs again. More than likely, if I just share my screen to show you the fixtures for next weekend in the URC. And let me just do that now. So that was that back in October. So we're more than likely going to do Connacht against Ospreys, because I'm an Ospreys fan and I'd like to see how we get on away at Connacht. So that'll be a Friday night kickoff. So potentially we'll do that. And I'm thinking of doing an Irish derby on the Saturday evening, Leinster against Ulster. That's what I'm thinking right now. And I'll try and get an Ulster fan on, and I've got one in mind. So that's what I think we will do. We'll probably do Leinster, Ulster, and we'll do Connacht Ospreys next week. But there'll be a preview show out next weekend anyway ahead of that. Should we have a look at some stats in this game? 24 points to 7 in favour of Ireland. So let's have a look at the stats from this first half. And as you'd expect, Ireland have been very, very dominant, really. No real surprise there. 65% possession to Ireland, 35% only to Argentina, 55% territory, 45% territory. And it's interesting here, possession in opposition half. Ireland have had it a lot higher, obviously 21% in opposition, 22, 58% in there, 48 in their own. But it's interesting actually that Ireland, time in possession, they really looked to keep the ball in hand a lot. Although they did kick quite a bit near the end, and I think that's just out of frustration. You've got to say that Ireland has been very, very comfortable. I mean, time in opposition, 22, 2 minutes and 31 seconds for Ireland, 48 seconds for Argentina. Possession kicked 20% of Argentina's ball they've kicked away. They're clearly playing that game. It's not really working for them. Lots of handling errors from the Argentinians. But on the whole, just very dominant. And you can see who's really trying to attack the game and who's trying to defend and kick and try and play quite a defensive style. And it's just not working whatsoever for this Argentinian side. So Ireland very, very dominant in this one so far. But do let me know your thoughts on that first half in the chat. Let me know what you make of it. And make sure to let me know what you make of the game, of course. But this is the final game. Final game of the Autumn Nations series. What an Autumn Nations series it has been. Lots of ups and downs for both sides. Some historic wins for some teams, some historic losses for some teams. But it's been a good series on the whole, hasn't it? And very much enjoyed this series for sure. But it's back to domestic rugby, so make sure to stick around with domestic rugby, because that's what feeds international rugby at the end of the day. So make sure to stick around. So we're just waiting for the second half here to get underway and ready for this game now. I'm ready for the second half as well. But not long to go now in this second half. And we are all set to go at the Aviva. Do let me know your thoughts on this first half, folks. Let me know what you're expecting from the second half. And don't forget, actually coming pretty soon, we've got Champions Cup rugby coming in and Challenge Cup coming along as well. So, of course, on the channel, we'll be covering that. I think there's about 2 or 3 weeks until the first weekend, until that gets going. So, yeah, I think that will be something certainly to look forward to. So, of course, when they happen, we will definitely cover that on the channel. In the women's rugby, 20 minutes in, England women are beating the United States by 17 points to 0. So that is what's happening there. And if England women win that game, then they will have won 18 consecutive tests on the bounce. So that'd be quite the record for them. And they will certainly be looking to carry on with that incredible record. Argentina are coming back out. And we are all set for the second half. And ready to see how the second half goes. And I think for Argentina, they missed those 2 kicks at the end. They really should have got them. Buffelli really should have got them. And that final try there just felt like the nail in the coffin in the game for me. Again, I'd expect Ireland. What I don't want Ireland to do now is take their foot off the ball. Get another try and then just be like, all right, we'll just chill out for half an hour, because it makes for a very boring spectacle. But I hope they go for it. There'll be freedom in their play, just because that it's so comfortable at this point for them. Just before we get underway, I'm just going to go fill my bottle very quickly. There we go. All right, we are back underway. Ireland 24, Argentina 7. Make sure if you just join in, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and of course get involved in the chat. I'm eager to hear your thoughts. So Ireland with the ball, Carberry sends it up inside his own 22, so goes for the high ball, but it's claimed pretty comfortably by Correas. It's going to be interesting to see how Argentina approach this game. Are their heads going to go down? Are they going to look to play here? Penalty, though, to Argentina at the breakdown. Peter Amani penalised there. The question is this kickable for Argentina 40 seconds into this second half? Is this a kickable kick, or are they going to go for the corner? How is Buffelli feeling? There's an injury here, though, to Argentina. It looks as if we are going to have a change here for Argentina. No, he's back on his feet. And I think Argentina are going to go for the corner here, which they are. So it shows that Buffelli's confidence maybe has gone, potentially has gone. Here we go. So line out here to Argentina. They need to try, I guess. You know, if they can get a try, they're then 10 points still off if they can convert it. So to make a game out of it, they've got to get the next try in this game. If Ireland score again, that's it. I still think Ireland are going to win. But so the driving maul gets underway. Julian Montoya out the back. Slowly moving, but not at the rate that the referee's happy with, so they have to play. Here we go. Argentina come forward. Big carries from the Los Pumas forwards. And it's a big hit coming in from Tadhg Beirne there, and Argentina have been pushed back. Ball is there, though, for Argentina. Slowly going through the phases here. Lavanini carries forward, tackled by Josh van der Flier. Belly gets it out. Ball out here. Argentina trying to play Lavanini just inside the 22. Again, not really going anywhere here, Argentina. They need something pretty special to beat this Irish defence. Matera carries. Correas, they come to the backs now. Ball outside. Cinti tries to break it, but that ball is still there for Argentina, is it? And penalty to Ireland. I think it's actually a line-out. I think he'd stepped onto the white line. He had indeed. So line-out to Ireland here, just outside their own 22. Look, Argentina don't look particularly dangerous with ball in hand, if I'm being totally honest. They don't look like they have a plan. They're quite one-dimensional in their attack. Quite one-dimensional, in fact. And they just don't look, you know, apart from that opening try, they don't really look like they're going to score. Knock on, though, from Ireland. And a scrum, an attacking scrum just outside the 22 for Argentina. So, as I said before, I think the first try in the second half is really important. I still think Ireland are going to win, but I think to make a game of it, Argentina do need to score next in this one if they want to stand any chance of winning this game. So the scrum just inside the 22 of Ireland. It's right in the middle, so they have plenty of options. And it's quite a solid scrum from both sides. They come to the blind side here. Good hands from Correas, the number 10. Sinti tries to keep the ball alive. He manages to do so. Coming through the forwards now. They need to show a little bit of urgency, a little bit of creativity here to beat this Irish defence, because the Irish defence just comes up quick and takes them very comfortably. But they're still in the 22 here, 5 minutes. Pretty much Argentinian pressure, to be honest. Lavanini carries his Tadhg Beirne over that. No, it's not advantage, though, to Argentina. And Ireland penalised at the breakdown, not supporting their body weights off his feet. I think it's Ronan Kelleher who has been penalised, and a kick right in front of the post. I think Argentina will just take... No, they're going to the corner. So Carreras is going to put this one in the corner. I think he is, at least. Which he does. So Argentina, this is 5 meters out. So this maul, they're clearly banking on the driving maul working. And if they want to get anything, it has to work, really, at this point. Changes for Argentina, though, going through here. So we have Thomas Gallo going off, and we have Thomas Kubeli coming off. We have Dragon scrum off, Gonzalo Berchanu coming on, and we have the replacement Ignacio Calais also coming on. So those changes have gone through. So Berchanu on and Calais on as well for Argentina. Of course, they've already made a change in the first half due to injury, and we've also seen a change for Ireland due to injury as well. And then Argentina, from that line out, from deciding to go to the corner, have overthrown the line out. An Ireland break here. Josh van der Flier tackled just outside his own 22. Ball is out, though. Argentina have managed to turn this one over. But yet again, just not doing the basics right. And penalty once again, though. Andrew Porter this time penalised at the breakdown. And if you're Argentina here, I mean, do you just say, no, they're still going for the corner. They're determined to get this driving maul try. It's not the greatest kick, really. So they're probably, you're looking at about 8-9 meters out here. And again, they've lost their own line out. And my word, how many times did they have a chance to go for the post there? But if Buffelli's kicking like he is, there's no real surprise. Conor Murray sends that one up. Not really got the distance on it, but it does bounce back into Irish hands. Lovely feet from Caelan Doris. So it's Ryan Baird, I think, who's broken free. Brilliant run from Ryan Baird, who gets Ireland into the 22 and potentially a momentum shift as well. Conor Murray, Carberry, Henshaw, just outside the 22 now. Ronan Kelleher into Caelan Doris. Into the 22 now. Here come Ireland. Joey Carberry gets it into the hands of Peter O'Mahony. Balakoon tackled by Carreras. Ireland moving forward. And just the difference in attack from both sides. Just the amount of different runners that are being on options. The offloading. Tadhg Furlong carries through. Gives it in. Oh, is that a deliberate knock-on? I think that's a deliberate knock-on. I think Pablo Matera could be sent to the bin here. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving, but I think Pablo Matera's knocked that on deliberately. Are they going to have a look at it? Are they going to have a look at it? Paulos is on for Guido Petty in the box. So the referee just having a word with the players, saying that that's not acceptable, the pushing and shoving and all that jazz. Is that a deliberate knock on? I think it is. I think Pablo Matera is going to be sent to the bin here. I think that's a deliberate knock on. And I think Matera is going to be in the bin here. Potentially even a penalty try as well. It could be given as a penalty try. Because he's going to offload it there. He's never going to get that, Matera. Is Conor Murray in, though? That's the question. Conor Murray gets this. Does he score? Maybe. It's tough to say because there are two men next to Conor Murray, but he may get there. A line break opportunity. So, yellow card is going to be confirmed here. Pablo Matera is going to be in the bin for a deliberate knock-on, and he is. And it's going to be a scrum to Ireland. A penalty, sorry, to Ireland right in front of the posts. And now is the time you'd think that they start to really cement their place in this game. They're going to go for the posts just to open it up a bit more, give them a 20-point gap. If Carby can get this, and it's literally right in front of the post, so he should. So Joey Carberry to give Ireland a 20-point lead here at the Aviva. He's had an odd game, quite a quiet game. Hasn't done all that much. Kicked the kicks that he needs to, but I don't see him dictating play the way that you'd want him to. He has added those 3. So it is now Ireland 27, Argentina 7. And I think now we're just waiting for Ireland to really begin to turn the screw now with that extra man. But it all started from a brilliant run from Ryan Baird. But certainly it was a yellow to Pablo Matera. James Lowe clears it after the restart. Argentina down to 14 men for the next 10 minutes or so. And certainly not the way they would have wanted to start the second half. 10 minutes into the second half. And ball with Argentina on the halfway line after a bit of kick tennis. Bertrand, the replacement scrum half. And penalty to Argentina, I think. No, to Ireland, sorry. For, I think it's obstruction on Carberry. Yeah, I mean, you're never going to get away with doing stupid things like that. That's just stupid from Celeste. Just really stupid. No need to do that. So Carby puts that down towards the corner. It's just a lazy penalty to give away, really. So Craig Casey has come on for Conor Murray. So that change has gone through. We've had a couple of changes, actually, and I'll confirm them as they are told to us. I like Craig Casey a lot. Really exciting scrum half. Will speed the game up a lot. And I think now it's time for Ireland to really, they'll certainly be saying, look, can we go put 50 on these guys? Can we open the game up? And that's something that they'll be wanting to do. I mean, they're only 23 points off that. And Craig Casey already, you can notice the speed that this guy brings to the play. This is a lovely play. Tadhg Furlong shoves off Bertrand, but he does knock it on. And the ball is there for Argentina. And we'll have a scrum inside the 22 of Argentina. But Ireland really beginning to put the pressure now on and looking to, well, do something pretty special here. So scrum to Argentina on the left-hand side of the field in their own 22. Beirne to feed this one for the Dragons. Not for the Dragons. He plays for the Dragons for Argentina. They do get it out. Argentina's scrum on the whole has actually been very good today. But they haven't really offered all that much, to be honest. They've really not offered much at all, if I'm being totally honest. It's been a tough one. Oh, excuse me. So line out to Ireland. They're just over the 10-metre line here. Tadhg Beirne is also on now, so that change has gone through. I'm pretty sure Beirne is now playing at 10 and Carberry's gone to the centre. So I think that either Henshaw's gone off. I think Henshaw's gone off. And Argentina just more than happy to kick the ball off. Ireland want to keep it alive, though. James Lowe, with ball in hand, sends it up. Pretty poor kick, really. And sent back down by Argentina. And they just kick it straight off. You can see what their game plan is here. Dara, it is 27-27. Ireland leading by 27 points to 7. Hope you're doing well, Dara. Good to see you. It's a quiet stream today. After all the drama of yesterday, of course. Some great games we did yesterday. So line out here to Ireland then, on the halfway line. You can just see what the attitude is from Argentina now. They've clearly had enough. And driving maul gets going from Ireland. Craig Casey gets it out. Henshaw's still on the pitch, so it means Ringrose, I think, has gone off. So Carberry moves to 12, Henshaw to 13, Tadhg Beirne at 10. Lovely step from Ryan Baird. Porter carries, Casey gets it out. Really good speed of ball in the pass. It's a little bit too much from Tadhg Beirne, but Ireland did have the advantage for the offside. And so they'll look to come forward from here. So Carberry set to send this down into the 22 as we enter the final 25 minutes of this game. Who scored? We've had tries from, let me get this up just to make sure that I've got it right, my friend. Interestingly enough, it was Argentina who went through. First, Mateo Carreras, 2 minutes into the game, got over, but Ireland would respond through Josh van der Flier, Andrew Porter, Caelan Doris, and those are the tries that we have seen. And just to confirm those changes I went through a couple of minutes ago, we had Tadhg Beirne come on, we had Craig Casey come on, and we had Dan Sheehan come on as well. So those changes went through before. So that's who scored. And Ireland coming forward here, advantage to them. They try the cross kick, but no advantage, and we'll come back for the original pen. And penalties now really beginning to build up on Argentina. Dara, just in case you weren't aware, Argentina are down to 14 men. Pablo Matera, the Argentinian number 8, sent to the bin for deliberate knock-on. So they've probably got about another 4 minutes on that card left to play. As Tadhg Beirne puts in the corner. Dan Sheehan, 5 metres out then, line out. Is it going to be a driving maul or is there going to be something else from Ireland here? Taken well by Baird. They've set up the driving maul. It gets moving. Referee calls it once. Dan Sheehan's got it at the back. Craig Casey's trying to get it off him. He finally gets it. It's into Henshaw, who goes to the line advantage though. To Ireland. 2 minutes out, 2 meters out. James Lowe goes to the line, tackled well. Furlong picks and goes. Can he reach it? No, he can't. Peter O'Mahony tries his luck. He can't get there either. Josh van der Flier goes to the line. Has he got there? We're not sure. We're going to have a look at this. We're waiting to see. They're going to check this. Has Josh van der Flier crossed? If he hasn't crossed, I think we'll see another yellow. So on-field call, I think Matt Carley, the ref, just said try. Has he scored? Yes, he scored. He scored. That's going to be given. And it's given. And Ireland 32. Argentina 7. This is turning into a decent performance from Ireland. It's quite interesting, though. I thought Ireland would look to play a lot more than they have, but they've just bullied Argentina up front, which not many teams are able to do. Carberry adds the 2. So it's now 34 points to 7. And it's very, very comfortable now, isn't it? Really comfortable. And it's good carry from Van der Flier there to get his second try of the day. Ireland 34, Argentina 7 now. And there's about 22 minutes to go in this one. Some changes for Argentina. Going through here as well. And Isa is on for Craner in the back row. So that change has gone through for them. So Argentina goes back underway. Tadhg Beirne collects. Healy is also on for Porter. And Tom O'Toole is also on in this one. So the game is certainly won. So just chance now for Andy Farrell to try some players out he may not have seen much of this autumn. Of course, you know, the Six Nations, it's not that far away. You're looking at what? You got probably 2 months and a half until the start of the Six Nations. Got all of December, all of January, and start of Feb. We're underway again, and we're halfway through November now. So over that. So yeah, Six Nations is very much just round the corner, and lots to work on for many a nation. Argentina now with much needed possession. Some good playing here from Argentina, but as the commentator just said, it's been a long time on the road for Argentina. I mean, they haven't had a home game in nearly 2 years, 21 consecutive games away from home. They've had the Rugby Championship. They came up to the Northern Hemisphere. They went to Romania to play. They went to Italy to play. Now they're in Ireland, finishing off. It's been a very long 6 months for them. And I think a lot of them will be looking forward to just finishing up, having a couple of weeks off, getting back to club rugby. Most of them actually play in France these days or in England. And just getting back really to hopefully just getting some rest. So 20 minutes to go. Ireland with a penalty at the breakdown there. It's really not clicking for Ireland. Peter O'Mahony getting a bit of a telling off for shouting at the referee, but they are going to check something here. Argentina back up to 15 men after Pablo Matera's yellow. And they could potentially be down to 14 men once again. I'm not too sure what they're going to look at here. Oh! Lavanini has just shouldered. Oh, I'm not too sure, actually. I think this is the angle we need to see. I think this is going to be at least a yellow. Lavanini on Ronan Kelleher. Not on Kelleher, sorry. Kean Healy, sorry, it is. He's caught him on the chin, I think. It's a red. Red card. Lavanini's gone. And that's a red card. And the afternoon of Argentina just gets worse and worse. Lavanini apologises to Kean Healy, but that's the end of his day. And, I mean, we spoke about at the start of the game. We spoke about the discipline. It's going to be really important for Argentina. And once again, it's just cost them. So Bello is on for Gomez, Cordella and Sanchez. Nicolas Sanchez is on for Correas. And Argentina now down to 40 men. And you think now that Ireland will look here to really get going now, to really look. To now really turn the screw on. Nick Timoney is on for Josh van der Flier. The Ulster man is on. And Ireland really looking to speed the game up now. Craig Casey gets into Robbie Henshaw up to the 10-metre line here. 20 minutes to go in this one. Craig Casey gets it back out. Howie Byrne into Ryan Baird. Ball is still there. Casey into James Lowe. James Lowe into Joey Carberry. Inside ball there. Lovely hands from Ireland here. Tadhg Beirne. Forward pass though. And it will be a scrum to Argentina. And it looks as if Ireland are going to try and close this out pretty comfortably. I don't think he's had much chance yet, Leonardo, but I can understand what you say. I think the game is going to open up quite a bit now, though. I think it's going to open up quite a bit. I expect that to happen now with the extra man. And, you know, what do Argentina have to play for now? They've had a man sent off for a stupid incident. They haven't really looked like scoring many points at all. They've missed 2 kicks. The only thing that they've had solid is the scrum. And that's it. So it's very difficult. Very unlucky for Carty not to be playing. He wasn't. Of course, he was called up to the squad last minute, wasn't he, last week for an injury? But not even in the match day squad at all, match day 23. So I had a really interesting chat with the guys from Overlap Rugby. They're Irish fans, and they spoke about Jack Carty. He said, look, he's a great kicker, but does he control the game well enough? Does he run the play well enough? But I think you could have the same argument with Carberry. I don't think Carberry ran the game very well. today at all. I really don't think he has. Yes, it's been a stop-start game, but I just don't see what he's truly done in this one. But saying that, he just beats 2-3 men. But yeah, it's an interesting one. But I think Sexton, it's just so apparent how important Sexton is to the way that Ireland play. The fact that he dictates the way you play so much. Look, it's a good win, this. It's a win that I expected you to get. I didn't expect it to be as high scoring as it has been, to get as many tries as you have and as many points as you have. I have not been impressed at all from Argentina. I think Argentina have been really poor. They just look very one-dimensional all game. And I think they're just so ready to finish this season now. And I think there's got to be a lot of questions asked about Argentina and rugby at the minute. They just seem so gone away from that style that they had 10 years ago, you know, and it's not really. Oh, that's another high tackle. And we're going to see another yellow at least here. I think we're going to see a yellow here. Matt Carley's going to have a look at it, but shoulder. He's saying that it is a seatbelt tackle, so I'm surprised they haven't looked at that. Maybe Matt Carley's thinking in the flow of the game, it was Facundo Issa with a high tackle there. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. That's it, isn't it? And it's been a tough one for them because, you know, they have played 21 games consecutively away from home. They haven't played at home for over 2 years. You know, so it's the whole system isn't working for them. Hagi Juarez never really got going, didn't work for them. And, yeah, they're just so one-dimensional. And when that doesn't work, that's it. And do you know what? The big thing about Argentina in the past is they're so physical, they're so aggressive, they're so good in the scrum and the driving wall. And the only place they've really had success today, and I wouldn't even really call it that great a success, is the scrum. That's it. They've really not had anything else. They've not created anything really apart from that opening try. But Ireland can only beat what's in front of them. As Cian Healy pushed forward, Ireland are onto the 5-metre line. And Cian Healy has crossed. And Ireland potentially will get up to the 40-point mark. And they'll have their eyes set on the 50 points as well. Ireland 39. Argentina 7. And it's beginning to get a little bit of a thrashing here. And Joey Carr with a chance to put Ireland over the 40-point mark. I think Matt Carley's actually reffed the game very, very well today. I think he's got pretty much everything right. I'm surprised I didn't have a look at that last high tackle. But fair play to Ireland. 15 minutes to go then in this one. Don't forget, if you are watching, you know you've done so, please do hit the subscribe button. Leave a like, get involved in the chat. We will do watch-alongs next weekend for the URC, and there'll be previews out as well for that. So do join me for that. And Cian Healy did add his try there. So I think they're checking something here, though. Interesting fact that I've just seen on Twitter, Thomas Lavanini is now the most red-carded player in history. I don't think this try is going to count. Offside, so no try for Ireland. So that try is scrapped off. So we're back to 34 points to 7. Keith Earls is on for Ireland. He's on for Robbie Henshaw. So the ball was held up, but there was advantage to Ireland, I think. So penalty to Ireland, and they're going to go to the corner. Tadhg Beirne sticks in the corner, and there'll be a 5-metre line out. Ireland do win the ball, though. The driving ball set up, and this looks pretty solid from Ireland. Dan Sheehan goes alone, and this time he scores, and Ireland do get that score. They do get that one. And there we go. We can change the score back to 39 points to 7. Pretty inevitable. And Dan Sheehan gets the score. The last high tackle wasn't particularly dangerous, even though it was high. Yeah, I can see that. It was more like a seatbelt one, wasn't it? So certainly a high tackle. And but the Lavanini one, 100% a red card. Like you just can't charge in like that. Quite similar in a way to the Valentini red card yesterday against Wales. Can't believe some people didn't think it was a red. I don't know what they're saying if they think that, but yeah, tough one. To take for Argentina this one. Look, they're just tired. They just had enough. You can just tell it. And I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't get a couple more tries near the end. So Joey Carby with transports Ireland over the 40-point mark with just under 13 minutes to go in this one. And it's actually a very good kick, and Carberry's been very, very good from the boot today as he makes it Ireland 41, Argentina 7. It's been a very comfortable afternoon on the whole for Ireland, and it's been a very successful autumn for them as well. And yeah, I think Argentina have just had enough at this point. Ball kicked downfield. Argentina with ball then on the halfway line. Chance to run with it for the first time in what seems like forever for them. And what can they do in these final few moments of the game now, in the last 10 minutes or so? Can they get another try? Can they hold Ireland out? Bertrand into Nicolai Sanchez. Tries the grubber. It's really not worked, and it's into the hands of Ireland. And Balogun somehow keeps hold of that. He's had a very quiet game. We've not really seen much of him, and you thought this was the kind of game that he would love, where he'd open up, but it's not really opened up the way he'd wanted to, and he's not really had chances to truly run. I agree, James. I think there's going to be, I think France could certainly win it. England could 100% win it. Ireland could win it. Scotland, maybe you could put their name in there. Ireland, obviously, are going to be in there. As a Welshman, I just can't see us being in it, really. And as I said, there's going to be a tactical review of Wales against Australia out tonight, and I hope that will explain my concerns around the team and the way we're playing at the minute. And yeah, obviously Italy are not going to win it, but Ireland have shown, what I've been really impressed with Ireland is the flexibility in their style that they have, the ability to play attacking rugby, but also, like today, they know they've had to go and out-muscle this Argentinian team, and they've done it, and they've absolutely battered them up front, and very impressively so. England, obviously. Oh, Joey Carbu, the lovely dummy, sells the defender, gives into Peter Omani, tackled though. Ball comes out, here comes Ringrose. Steps inside up to the 22. Ireland want more. James Lowe tries a little kick in. Rob Balogun runs after it, but it does go into touch, but it will be a line out. And 10 minutes to go. Problem with France in tournaments discipline. Yeah, I agree, but I thought last night against the All Blacks, on the whole, their discipline was very, very good. They got the balance right between attacking and defending. And that's just a maturity thing, isn't it? They're a young squad. They're a very young squad. I mean, their captain's 24, 25 in Dupont, who for me is the best player in the world right now. But, I mean, I think it'll be France, Ireland, England, and maybe Scotland. We've got 3 home games, which always makes a difference. But I'm pretty sure we got Ireland first up away, if I remember correctly. And that is never an easy an easy go. Yeah, so we got so the first weekend of the Six Nations is Ireland against Wales, 2:15 kickoff. That's outside the Aviva, so that's the next time Ireland will be playing in Wales. And you got Scotland, England up at Murrayfield at 5:15. And then on the Sunday, you got France hosting Italy at 3:00. So, you know, it's a tough start for us the way Ireland are playing. I agree. I don't think anyone will win a Grand Slam this year. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, you look at the big game. So England-Wales is at Twickenham. I think England are going to win that at the minute. Ireland-England is at Twickenham. I think that'll be a very interesting game. I'd probably, at the minute, back Ireland to win that. You then look at France-England is in Paris. So that's a huge game, isn't it? So, look, the big games, most of them favour the sides that you'd want them to favour. Yeah, at the minute, having watched them all play, if France can have their discipline, I think France are probably favourites. Just because I don't know if people can cope with their intensity, the way they play. Maybe Ireland can. But it's going to be interesting seeing it. But, you know, with this Wales team, yes, it's been a poor autumn. And I don't agree with Pivac saying that. You know, it's been they've like learned a lot and improved a lot this autumn. That's rubbish in my opinion. But we have had so many injuries this year. And it's been a really tough year for us. Well, this autumn anyway. It's been really tough for us. And yeah, a lot of issues. But Ireland have looked very good, and they are 5 metres out. Looking for the next try. Craig Casey darts the line, a metre short. Advantage to Ireland. Peter O'Mahony goes. Has he got there? No, he hasn't. Carberry acts to scrum off as Tadhg Beirne goes to the line. Short as well. Another advantage. Healy goes. Healy goes and scores. And Ireland get their next try of the game. 48 points to 7 now, and they will get to the 50-point mark if they can convert this. And Ireland really just... Do you know, the thing is, I said, look, if Argentina are going to have any chance in this game, they've got to match them up top. They've got to try and do that. And they just have not managed to do it whatsoever. Do you know, they really have not managed to do it whatsoever. And, yeah, that is their 6th try of the game now, I think. Carberry adds the 2, so we are now up to the 50-point mark. Ireland 50, Argentina 7. Or has he missed? I think he's missed. I think Carberry's missed. He has as well. So 48 points to 7. I agree. I mean, certain red card, Lavanini straight off. And the concerning thing about it is that Healy can't prepare himself for that. He can't defend himself from that. And so when the hit comes in on him, that's a big hit, you know, to take to the chin area, lower neck. It's dangerous. And, you know, we've seen this whole thing about concussion and things like that. It's so dangerous these days. And, yeah, people have to be careful. Bosch is on for Montoya in the front row for Argentina. So we have about 6 minutes to go in this one. But it's been over as a contest for a very, very long time, hasn't it? But a good way for Ireland to finish, because this could have been not banana skin, but it could have been one of those games where, you know, they have to get a try right at the end to win the game or something scrappy like that. But they just battered Argentina. And in total honesty, they've won another penalty here. Craig Casey has taken a knock. Maybe a little bit winded. But you'd assume that Ireland are just going to send this one into the corner. Might as well keep it going. 5 minutes to go. And Carberry sends it, a lovely kick right up to the 5 metre line. Joey Carberry has been named man of the match today. Chance here for Ireland. Tadhg Beirne claims the line out. The ball is back with Dan Sheehan. 7 metres out. Referee calls it for once. Dan Sheehan wants to try though. Ireland powering on. Where's that ball? It comes to Craig Casey, who tries to go alone, but he's snapped in the tackle. Tadhg Beirne goes alone. Can he get there? Has he got it down? Yes, he has. And Ireland have another try. 53 points to 7 now. Tadhg Beirne, a record win for Ireland against the Argentinians. Look, I think we have to caveat that Argentina have been really, really poor, but you can only play what's in front of you. over from Healy as well, shoving him over the line. But I love the fact that the crowd cheered before the referee or anyone else saw it. 53 points to 7 with 3.5 minutes to go now. And let's just say it's been such a comfortable afternoon for Ireland. Chance for Carberry to add 2 points. He's actually kicked very well from the boot. Certainly got to give that to him. So 3 minutes to go now. Joey Carberry to make it 55 points for Ireland. And he's just hit the post, so it remains 53 points to 7. But a record win for Ireland here. So 2.5 minutes to go now. We are pretty much at the end of this game. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. Hope you have enjoyed. I think you were right, Oliver. I think you were right, mate. Yeah, I think you got that one right, didn't you? Look, I always expected Ireland to win. I didn't expect it to be by that much. And I think my fears were right with the first half. That it's going to be scrappy. It's going to be cagey. It's going to be a little bit all over the place. But once that red card happened, that was it. I mean, Ireland had won the game by half-time pretty much. And with Argentina missing their kicks. I mean, Argentina have had 2 chances to score tries. They scored one of them. And, yeah, they scored one of them. And the second one, he dropped just before the line. And that's all they've had all game. They've not really looked like doing anything. It's been a long tour for them. They've had enough. They want to go home. But Ireland, look, you can only beat what's in front of you. They've battered them up front, which is impressive to do to an Argentinian side, which is always well known for its physicality. But you got to say, Argentina have been awful, to be honest. But Ireland have done very well. And Argentina have one last chance to do something. There is an injury concern here for Healy. Andrew Porter may have to come back on. I think he just trapped his leg there, Healy, but he seems to be getting up okay, and he's up. So we have a line out to Argentina. He seems to be okay, Leonardo. He seems to have got up, but they'll obviously have to assess that. Of course, huge game next Saturday night. Got Leinster against Ulster. We'll do a watch long for that game, I'm sure. Oh, and Argentina knock it on. So 1.5 minutes chance here for Argentina, for Ireland to counter. Rob Balakoon steps inside. Again, he's had a quiet game. Thought this game would suit him with it opening up, but hasn't really had ball in hand in particularly good positions. Caelan Doris carries well. Craig Casey gets out. Harry Byrne into Keith Earls. Keith Earls out towards Rob Balakoon. And he can't quite stay in there. We're into the final minute, folks. Let me know your thoughts on the ending of this game. What do you make of the performance? Argentina trying to play here, taking the line out quickly. And they are trying to play. And this is the most we've seen them try to play all match. This is the most we've seen them try to play. And it's come right there. And it was similar in the game against the All Blacks, where they're trying to play. Lovely ball inside. Oh, is that a deliberate knock on? No, it's not. But we saw against the All Blacks in the summer, Argentina. They did nothing all game. The last play, they go the length of the field and nearly score a try. And we've seen the same there. So why does it take that long for them to start to play? I have no idea. I think Healy's gone down again. Nicolas Sanchez, a lovely kick. Yeah, it just came off James Lowe's hand. It wasn't a deliberate knock-on. He wasn't trying to think what were there. Argentina going for a line out then. We're into the final 8 seconds anyway. Line out 1 for Argentina, so off they come. Clock is in the red. It's been a tough afternoon for them. Bertranu at scrum half, the Dragons man, carries it forward. They are making a little bit of ground here. Offside from Ireland, so advantage to the Argentinians. So they might as well try something here. Some nice passing here. There's a chance here. Moroni carries well. Good tackle in the end coming in on him. Tadhg Beirne is on top of that, but the ball is still there. Still advantage to this Argentinian side. Can they finish on a high to finish off their 2021? Good hands. Moroni stepped into touch, but they won't get anything from the penalty, from the advantage, sorry. So they'll have to come back for the pen. A little bit of back and forth between the two sides. Argentina trying to take it quick. Moroni picks on the smallest guy on the pitch. So Argentina just going to tap and go from here. They may just fancy that. I think they are. They're just going to tap and go. They won that try. They're proud people, the Argentinians. So they want to finish on a high if they can. Up to the 5-metre line, trying to be driven over. Ireland trying to hold the man up. He's gone over. Has he got it down? It's been held up. And that, I think, will be that. Yes, it is. There's the full-time whistle. Ireland 53, Argentina 7. The final score on this Sunday afternoon. There we go. Ireland get the win. Very comfortable win in the end. Argentina not really having much. And right at the end, actually looked the most dangerous they've looked for the whole game. But congratulations to Ireland on a clean sweep this autumn. What an autumn it's been for them. Argentina, time to rest now. And get back to club rugby, and then they'll look towards the rugby championship next season. And I'm not sure who's actually touring there next year, but we will wait and see. But it's finished 53 points to 7 here. Thank you very much for joining me on this watch along. Massively appreciate it. If you have enjoyed, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, get your thoughts in the chat. We'll be back next weekend for the URC. We'll do a watch along for Connacht against Ospreys on the Friday night, and then we'll do Leinster Ulster on the Saturday night. Is that the biggest defeat for Argentina this year? I'm not sure it's the biggest defeat ever against Ireland. I know that. But they did have some pretty big defeats in the Rugby Championships this year. But thank you very much for watching tonight. As I said quite a few times, there's going to be a Wales against Australia tactical review out around 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then later on in the week, there will be a preview for the URC and then obviously the watch-alongs on the weekend. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Hope you have enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Congratulations to Ireland. Commiserations to the Argentinians. I'll see you soon on BS Rugby.